哟，大家好，我是小马，能吃能喝的英国人，同时呢还是能吃能喝的保加利亚人，能吃能喝的北京人，能吃能喝的山东人。平时带你们去逛吃，今日来看看英国人都喝些什么。
Hi,
how you
welcome
doing?
to Hayman.
Nice to meet you. Rand 的是酒厂第5代传人，后面呢就是他们家的酒厂，咱们进去逛一逛吧。
Gin is part of the British history. It goes back to the 18th century. There are over 820 gin distilleries in the UK, from the remote parts of Scotland down to the southwest in Cornwall.
So in Chinese, gin is 金酒、琴酒、尊早 and 杜松子酒. So we have a few different names.
Wow.
But that's the extent of my gin knowledge.
Gin is made from base spirit, and then you add your herbs and spices, which we call botanicals, into the alcohol. Each British producer will use their own recipe to make their gin. So in front of you are the botanicals that we use. Juniper, duzongzu. To be legally a gin, it has to have juniper as one of its botanicals. So if you squeeze it open, you get those lovely piney notes that everyone thinks gin.
在西餐会用它腌肉. It's got like a sweet nectar flavor.
Cassia bark comes from China, so it really adds the warmth. When you're tasting a gin, you get some lovely warm kind of tingling feeling. That's coming from the spice.
我见过的桂皮呢都是大块的，我小时候喜欢直接去用牙啃。
We then have citrus. I call the citrus the rock stars in our recipe. They're out dancing at the front. If you take a bit and break it, you can really get some lovely sweet orange flavours coming through. And that's what adds kind of some natural sweetness. So when you say I'll have a refreshing G&T, it's often the citrus.
我们在中国叫它陈皮 ，and this is the same. 用柠檬、西柚各种 citrus. A lot more sour than that. That's a lot more sweet.
It's a balance. Gin recipes for British producers is all about balance. We infuse the botanicals into the alcohol, and then we do the distilling to extract the flavors.
来带你们看看金酒是怎么做的。刚开始的时候，这里面有一些草本、一些香料，焖24个小时，然后它们开始加热。加热的时候，它的蒸汽会往上走，碰到这个铜，它会把它的杂质拿出来，然后呢，它的蒸汽会又下来，变成 liquid again。重复几遍到这边，然后下来，它会凝结，变成我们的金酒。哇塞
Most people will think of when you talk about gin, it's the biggest style across the UK and across the world. So let's start first with a London Dry.
Okay, that's what my dad drinks at home.
Basically, with a London Dry, you can't add anything after the distillation. So what comes out of the still, you're not allowed to change the colour or the flavour in any way. It's the real benchmark of a distiller.
I hear this word dry. Probably you guys have the same question as me. What the hell does that mean? 一个酒怎么能是干？因为它是湿的 so
Dry comes from the earthiness from some of the botanicals, the cassia, the angelica. It's an unsweetened gin.
干的意思就是不甜。
First, I'll teach you how we would taste gin. We give it a swirl.
晃一晃，然后它的味道就会发到这个杯子里面。
A lot of people will have a look. If you see just the, coming down the glass, that's called tears.
In wine, I've heard it called legs. So 你晃完，它边上会有这个腿或者眼泪。如果它的眼泪比较厚，说明它不干。
And then you start with your nose. And what you're looking for in a London Dry, I always try and think of bright, crisp and clean.
有那个柠檬的香味儿，桂皮的那种甜的味儿，超级 smooth. And that's it. That's how you try gin. 学会了吗？
An old Tom gin, early style of gin that come out of sort of Victorian England. If we start with the tails or the legs on this one, they're a lot thicker. So that would tell us it's probably going to be a little bit of sweetness in there.
Oh, it's very sweet. It's a lot more citrusy flavour in this one.
A great story around what's the name of Old Tom. Back hundreds of years ago, 1 in 3 houses was a gin distillery. So every other house in London was making gin. And the government introduced distillery licenses. So everyone stopped distilling legally. And basically did it behind closed doors and put a secret emblem, black cat, outside of your house. And as you know, a black cat is a tomcat. The customer would knock on the door. The secret password of
Puss puss.
the distiller behind closed doors would give the secret answer of meow. So you'd put your penny through the slot in the cat's ear, and then you'd get your shot of gin out through a little hat.
我就知道 Venom 室里面有真人。
Okay, should we move on to slow gin?
Thought you'd never ask. I thought slow gin was brewed very slowly. I didn't know slow was a fruit. That reminds me of the Chinese sour plum.
If Christmas had a taste, I think it would taste like slow gin. There's just such a wide modern category of gin now. Heather from Scotland or English strawberries, which makes it such a versatile spirit. You'll see it on every single cocktail menu in every bar around the world.
3點啦，飲酒啦。
So breakfast martini is a cocktail invented in 1998. It's a very traditional style of British cocktail, really easy to drink on any time of the week, really. There we go.
Wow, that is so good. What? So that tastes like freshly squeezed orange juice.
Yeah, the orange comes through really strong in the marmalade. Yeah.
I've got some Chinese ingredients here that I've brought from home. I would like you to help me make a special Max drink. Dried sour plums. These reminded me of slow gin.
Quite salty.
Yeah. Chinese oolong tea.
It's got those really lovely aromatic tea flavors. We can always give it a go. Cocktails are experimentations.
Go where no man has gone before.
Yeah, if we want to mix in some of the dried plums into this as well, what I think I'm going to do is I'll dice some of it so it's half the seed, and we can stick it in the bottom of the shaker, muddle it up with some of the gin to get it started as well, and then we'll throw in that oolong tea mix.
Something you could do at home is just do it with the oolong and then have the plum on the side as a snack. This is Chinese pickled bird's eye chilies. Quite spicy. Taste test.
It's got some good heat.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
100%. Nice. Gonna light the fire.
Following the spicy route, I've got these citron peppercorns. These are very citrusy. They've got like a lemon zest sort of smell.
Sort of peppery,
Yeah,
coriander-esque kind of lean, yeah.
But when you bite into them, momentarily your whole face goes numb.
I know what I'm looking for, yeah. What I was thinking with this one, because we've got some spicy flavors, I think we should go with kind of like a salt and pepper chili martini. Yeah? That sounds like a good combo.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm
Cool.
so excited.
Okay, do you want to start by grinding up these peppercorns for me?
Yes, I can. You don't want a big piece of this.
We just got out there to garnish as well. Rinse it around the edge of the glass and just make sure you get enough of it so it's a thin layer around the edge of the glass. So I suggest doing it like this is because you'd normally try that salt to do the same thing, sort of to match the spice that we're going to get from those chilies as well.
Hey.
There you go.
Hey.
Nice.
Hey. I'm ready.
Cool. Okay, we can move this. We can get rid of this. And we can get our mixing glass.
Right.
Breathe. So first, 50 mils of the London Dry. Cool. And then we have a Szechuan martini.
It just smells citron. Ooh. I do like that. But I think my mouth is already numb from like all the citron peppercorns that I've just been sneakily eating.
Nice.
That's not
I
bad.
love the saline in there, the salt, and
Yeah.
then the spice comes through at the end as well.
I would have even put more of the pickle juice in there.
Yeah.
I love this juice. I could drink this as a cocktail.
Oh, you get the spice. Really get that.
That's my favorite part, the rim.
Yeah. It's a real showstopper, actually.
I mean, I like a dirty martini. That's a filthy martini.
Yeah.
That's dirty with a difference. That's,
Yeah.
As a present, I'm leaving you with all the ingredients. Said you want to keep some plums, you can keep the lot.
I'll use them in my cocktail masterclass on Friday. I'd love to make a Szechuan Bloody Mary style leaning, but we go red snapper, so we've got like a gin base, things like that. Yeah,
That is crazy.
yeah, sounds fun.
Please, I want to be the first to know.
100%.
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
It's all thanks to you guys. I've learned so much here about gin.
Well, thank you so much for coming. You're welcome anytime. And please bring your dad next time. We'd love him to come.
Be careful what you wish for. That's what I'm gonna say. 又大家我出来了，我特别开心，因为又一次我跟这些专家们合作 ，so I'm super proud of myself。还不投2个币，还不给我1个赞，谢谢大家观看这一期视频，下次再见，拜拜。What do you do in this situation?
Wait
man?
it out.
你他妈给我闭嘴 ！Just got louder when I told it to shut up.
There we go, that's the noise you want.
What's the
There you go.
formula like? Which side you hit on?
The open one,
Right.
and then you twist up. Yeah, there you go.
It's hot to it, but it's a good hot. It's a good flavour.
Yeah, it's
You were hoping I was going to go.
Yeah, I was waiting for it.
I've let you down there, haven't I?